the reason there's a lot of reasons, but some of the reasons, I'll give you a couple of reasons we have dairy foods, is because when we receive the Torah, which is what we celebrate on Shavuot, we had just gotten the laws of slaughtering, and it would take time to learn the laws and to slaughter any meat to be able to eat it. But besides that, the Torah was given on, I'm just checking I got it right, so I'm checking my notes. The Torah was given on Shabbat. So they actually didn't have an opportunity to slaughter the meat in order to have it to eat. So besides the fact that they hadn't yet learned the laws, they didn't have the opportunity to do that yet because it was Shabbat. So they stuck to dairy foods. That's one reason. Another reason is because Shavuot celebrates the bread offering. It says the 2-loaf bread offering. So it was 2 loaves, and in honor of that, to commemorate that, we have 2 meals. So people often have it's customary to have meat meals on Shabbat, on any Yom Tov, on Pesach, Rosh Hashanah, Sukkot, Shavuot. So besides having the dairy meals, we also have a meat meal. So often people have a custom of having a little bit of dairy, like cake. So you have your dessert first, waiting a bit, an hour or so, and then you finish your meal off with a separate meal with a meat meal. So we have 2 meals to remember to commemorate the 2-loaf bread offering. That's another reason. A third reason is that the Torah is also compared to nourishing milk. We often compare Torah to water, and just like we can't survive without water, we can't survive without the Torah. The Torah is what guides us through life. It gives us well, I was going to say a moral compass, but it gives us so many different things. But in this case, we're comparing Torah to milk, because milk is very nutritious. The Hebrew word for milk is chalav, spelled chet, lamed, vet. Each number in the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical equivalent. So the numerical equivalent of those letters, chet is 8, lamed is 30, and vet is 2. And altogether, 8, 30, and 2 make up 40. And we know that Moshe Rabbeinu Moses was on the mountain for 40 days and nights learning all the details of the Torah that he was given on our behalf. We have Chalav also equals 40 of the 40 days that Moses was on getting the Torah. And that's all I'm going to tell you, because I could go on. My husband said a list of 11 different things. I said, no, 11 is too long. I don't want to speak that long. So I'm going to hand over to Debbie. Now that we know why we have dairy, Debbie is going to show us how to make scrumptious cheesecake so that we can all have it on Shavuot, and remember all of why we have dairy on Shavuot. Your turn.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Lena.
Can I just say that some people want to join? There's names without videos.
Yeah, Hannah's not there.
We need...
She might be doing it on her phone, doing something else.
It's open, everybody's
open. It's an open one, so
open
everyone can join. So, yeah. Okay, right. We're off. First of all, welcome. I'm not Delia and I'm not Fanny Craddock. I'll do my best, okay? They're very basic cheesecakes. I've tried numerous cheesecakes in my time, and I've always reverted back to the ones my mama Vishalom used to cook, because I found that they're the best. They both freeze, so there's no problem there. Right, the first thing we do is put the oven on for the baked one, which is 150 or gas mark 3 or whatever your equivalent to that is. And the second thing is to bash your biscuits. So I found it easiest to bash them in a plastic bag. I normally use about half a dozen biscuits. How much you like, depends how thick you like your biscuit base. You can use any biscuits, but I find digestives are the best. There you go. Sometimes people put cinnamon in, sometimes I put ginger in. This year I'll make it plain. So you've got your biscuits all broken up, and then you melt an ounce of butter. I don't know if you can see, I've melted it. It's so hot, it's melted anyway. And then you mix, you pour your biscuits
I need to pin Debbie
into the thing. Right, and you mix it around. So it's all coated in the butter. Sometimes I melt it in the oven and just put the biscuits in, but I thought this would be easier to show you. There you go. So there's your butter. I don't know if you can see the butter base. So then you get your tin. About 8-9 inch loose bottom if you've got. It has to be lined, but I buy these. You get them in Waitrose, Sainsbury's, John Lewis, and I find that way you can just lift that out. Right, so you put your mixture in. Right, I found the best way. No, where's my glass? You took the glass. I'm taking the glass. Can I have a glass? It should be a glass with the eggs. Yeah, that one. No, the other one. Thank you. Tell you,
can't get the stuff. Can't get the stuff.
You get your base of your glass. No one. And you push your biscuit base into the base of your tin. This gives it a solid base. Does stick, but there you go.
Sorry, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Whoever is facilitating the group, can they press the button where we spotlight Debbie so then we can all see her on a big screen? Because you're really far away. So whoever's facilitating the group, there's a button you can press on the top of the Zoom, and you can make Debbie's screen fill up the whole screen so we can see much.
It does.
Got that. Yes.
It doesn't on mine.
Yeah.
Can you see me better now?
Who's speaking?
Pin your own video. You can pin your own.
Can I get rid of me?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Done it. Thank you.
Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Let me use the Belgian bun.
Right.
No one knows.
Base. Press down like that. Can you see?
Yep.
Yep. Fine. So put that to one side. Now comes the best thing. Right. You get your cheese.
Eating it?
Eating it. That comes later, Iris.
Debbie,
Yeah.
what cheese have you used? Can I see the label?
It's the Chevington
Okay,
soft.
okay.
I know Kosher Kingdom do it, but I think La Boucherie might sell it as well.
Okay.
Okay, they do 2 types. Right, so you get your cheese.
Oh, lovely.
Is that cream cheese or what cheese?
Soft, fat, medium fat, soft cheese. Okay?
Okay, right.
Medium fat, soft cheese. You can use cream cheese, but my mother always used, well, it used to be cooking cheese at one time.
Yeah.
It used to be curd cheese, didn't
You
it?
can,
You
yes,
can't
same thing. Curd cheese is the same.
And what about quark, if you can't get that?
Also quark, you can do as quark as well.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so you place the cheese in the bowl and you just beat it for a little bit to loosen it up. And what happens, the medium fat soft cheese gets. Okay, so you then beat your eggs one at a time. That's to stop it. That to stop it curdling. All right, just checking to make sure there's no spot. So you beat it one at a time. So it's mixed. Right, there you go. So mix that all together.
Yeah.
So you actually, if everybody can see, it loosens the cheese. Right. So the next thing is you stir in your sugar. Okay. Again, sometimes I just throw it all in, but it does come up better if you do it individually. Right, that's the sugar. And then the corn flour and a pinch of salt, which I've already put in here. Right, there's your corn flour. Doesn't need a lot of mixing. And then the sour cream. That is, this one you can get, it says traditional smatana sour cream. So this one is from Kosher Kingdom. It's about 200 grams. Right. Don't waste any of this because it's quite expensive. I suppose if you wanted to cut down, I've never done it, but you could use like natural yogurt to cut down the calories. I don't know how that would work out, but I'm going for a try. Right. There we go. And then a little bit of milk. Now it's about 3 tablespoons. And as I haven't got, I'll use 4 dessert spoons. Any type of milk. This is semi. And then you mix that all together to make a batter. Right, the last thing to go in is lemon juice. Let me just put it down like that. And the lemon juice. Now, sometimes people put sultanas in. My husband doesn't like sultanas, so I don't put it in. It's rind. I did the rind, and I've got lemon juice as well. That's of a whole lemon. And just pour it in. Oops. And mix it. There you go. And that is your mixture. And that is it. That is totally that cake. So I'll show you, let me just get all the drinks off.
That's where you need someone to lick the bowl.
Yeah, but it's going in for the second one, otherwise they would. So that's your mixture. You can see, quite a loose mixture. And then you just literally pour it in. And let's get all the mixture in. When you put it in the oven, you put it on the middle shelf and you cook it for an hour, and then you turn the oven off and you leave it for an hour. And that helps, that should stop it cracking, although yesterday I did it and it still cracked. So yeah, you can sometimes open the oven slightly once you've done the hour, but I don't know if that makes any difference. Right, so there you have your cheesecake. I'm frightened to tip it because it's gonna. So this goes in the oven. Sometimes you can sprinkle bits on top, and yeah, sometimes you can sprinkle things on top. Sometimes biscuits can go on top. It depends what you like. And I had one that I made earlier. And hopefully, this was made in a smaller dish, which wasn't so good. That's what it looks like.
Oh, lovely.
You see?
Oh,
So
that looks
it's
beautiful. Well done.
Debbie,
So
Debbie, when you say smaller, my tin is 7 inches round. Is that the size that you did yesterday?
this was 8. The
Debbie,
one I've used
okay.
is slightly larger because I made some small ones as well, individual ones.
So the one you've just made is a bigger tin, right?
Yeah, the one I've just made is a bigger tin.
Debbie, take the paper
Okay,
down.
so, sorry?
Pull the paper down a little bit so we can see the cake. Yeah.
So that's what it should look like.
Do you
Okay,
think-
and then, sorry?
Would it work with 7 inch? I've only got a 7 inch round.
Only
It can just
only
come
if
up
you see.
deeper.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Looks lovely. I just want to taste
And then
it
what
now.
I do is sometimes I put fruit on it, mandarin oranges, blueberries, strawberries, if I'm serving it.
Looks absolutely beautiful. Well done.
Oh, I just want to eat it.
I'll finish the article of the next one, but what's in? Have you put it in? Can you put it in on 13 minutes, an hour, please? Not 1 second. Right, the next one. Will you excuse me, talk amongst yourselves while I get my next tray in. And this is a completely different one, okay?
This is very civilised.
You all right, Rose?
Can't see you. Hello? Hello?
Deborah, can you see me? I can see you.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm okay. Just joined in. I just saw the time and thought, oh, cake. Yeah. I can only see 4 at a time. I don't know how many are in the group.
21.
Oh, wow.
A gentleman has just joined us, I think.
Oh, Iris, I can see you. Hello, I haven't seen you for ages.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just an audience. I'm not cooking.
No, me
None of
neither.
us are cooking.
I'm watching as well.
Is anybody cooking? I don't think anybody is, are they?
No.
I think you have to do it when you've got time.
I am.
Oh, I thought
Who's
you
cooking,
were all
Pam?
doing it.
Pam's cooking. Sorry,
Claire,
Pam.
you cooking, Claire?
Oh, well done, Pam.
No.
Linda, are you cooking?
No. I'm sick of the sight of cooking.
Pam, whereabouts are you up?
Oh, I'm doing one of your original recipes that you gave me because I haven't got all the ingredients.
Oh, okay. What one's that?
I'm just mixing the eggs in at the moment, and then I'm going to add the other ingredients.
Okay. Right. Are we ready for the next one?
Hi, Danny.
What, has it rung?
Oh, hello, Danny. Right, the next one is a completely different one. The cheese comes like this.
Are you
Not
frozen?
white, but
Everybody else.
it's specially whipped baking cheesecake, baking cheese, soft cheese. So again, it's very similar. Get whatever you can get.
What is it?
This one.
What's it called?
What was it called?
It's called specially whipped baking cream cheese.
Can you get it this side of London, like Waitrose?
I
Anywhere?
have to get it in Waitrose. If anything, I think Kosher Kingdom.
I live this
Or
side.
La Boucherie, rather.
Okay, thank you.
Especially wet baking cheese.
Yeah, where they keep the cheese.
Hello.
You can use quark, can't you? I've used quark before.
You can use anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it work with quark? Is that a bit sour?
Hello.
Yes, it works well with the cheese.
There's
a little bit, but it's
sugar involved. I just wash my hands. Quite a lot of sugar involved. So I don't think it would make any difference, really, because the cream is quite sharp and the sour cream's sharp. So, right, this one is very different. You need a sheet of foil, okay? Which I'll show you what to do. The first thing we do is we make up our mixture. So, we cream together. I've got a card here and I have to keep turning it over. 4 ounces of butter, which is runny even before I start. And then the sugar. Again, 4 ounces of caster sugar. That goes in there. And you mix that together. I'm afraid I don't have a fancy mixer. I just use a hand mixer.
I don't have a mixer, a full stop.
Right, so you've combined the sugar and the margarine. Then, whoops. Then you add the cheese. Where's my cheese gone? Now this is a bit difficult because how are you meant to get it out of here? A man must have done this because only a man would think of putting cheese in this type of sort of thing to cook with. So I worked it out. The best way is to
Mind your fingers.
if you can, like that.
Oh,
It's just ridiculous. Only a man would think of putting cheese in something like this. And then just prise it. Whoops.
oh,
Prise it out. Because you don't want to lose any of the cheese. Because it's so expensive.
Really messy.
It's disgusting. I think I'll write to Chefra and...
Maybe cutting it in half down the middle and then squeezing it from the ends would work.
Yeah, but you can't, it's very difficult because it's got like a wire, plastic wire. It's not like you can cut it.
No, I don't mean that way. I mean in the middle.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Halfway in the middle and then squeeze from both ends.
They used to do it in a tub. Why they changed it is beyond me.
A man. Definitely
Probably
a man.
cheaper.
A man, and it's most probably they'll charge us more for this. Right, they like to see us. Right, that's most of it out.
Paul, have you got the stuff in the fridge?
Sorry?
It's all right. Talking
There
to
you go,
Paul.
that's it. Please. Right, so that's the cheese. And then you mix the right, mix that, and then you add the lemon rind and the egg. One egg for this. And a little bit of vanilla essence. And then you mix it. Right, it's a much, I'll show you in a minute, it's a much thicker thing, thicker base, because this doesn't actually get cooked. Right. Okay. My husband's standing here waiting.
He's wonderful.
He's waiting for the beaters.
I was waiting to lick them.
Yeah.
Is that how you
Normally-
bribed him? Is that how you bribed him to help?
Yeah. Normally it's the kids that stand there. When you've only got 2 beaters and 5 kids, it's a bit difficult. But hey ho. Just have to say one do one and one do the other. One has the bowl. Right, that's one beater.
Thank you.
And that's the other beater. I mean, this mixture you can eat literally ad hoc. It's delicious. Right, there you go. Right, now comes the good part. Right, in a bowl, we put some milk. Then you spread out. There's my foil, don't know whether you can see. And the Petit Borough biscuits. Good plain Petit Borough biscuits.
Petit Borough.
And Petit Borough, whatever you want to call them. And you take your biscuits and you dip them in the milk. And you do a row of 3. Like that.
Can't see that.
I know you can't see. Can you see that?
No, I can see your hands and that's it.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the screen and the right-hand side. You
No,
should see-
no, that's fine. Yeah.
Move the biscuits
Right.
out the way, Deb.
Yeah.
Move the biscuits out the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you do a row of 3 across and a row of 5 down.
Oh, it says 4.
And you fill it all in.
Nice looking screen.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, build it up. There you go.
Oh my God.
Done. Once you've done the first one, the first row, like that, you take.
Layer? Is that the first layer?
That's the first layer.
Oh,
You
right.
take some mixture,
Oh, and smear it. Oh God, that's
smear it off. Okay.
Debbie, how many layers are you supposed to do so that you know
3.
how much cheese to use? Okay.
Well, I'll show you how it works. You do 3 layers, okay?
How many spoons? How many spoonfuls of cheese per layer?
How many?
How much cheese per layer?
You don't want to make it too thick because you've got to build it up. So you just do like you would jam or peanut butter. Can you see? Like you just spread it. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So that's your first layer. You don't want it too thick because you're going to have to build it up. So if it becomes too thick, then you can't make it into a triangle. So then you do your second layer. I've tried doing more layers. It doesn't work. I've tried making it longer. It works, but this is such a rich cake that it you only really need 1 slice or even half. Sometimes I cut the triangle and then cut it in half before I serve it.
Because you're mean.
Not that I'm stingy, but
you are.
Yeah. Cheap.
Oh, she's just worried about people's weight.
Waistline. Thank you, Iris. I like that. All right.
I like to see the good in everyone.
No, it is. Yeah, it is a lovely cake, but it can be quite. It's a rich cake.
It's very rich.
It is, but it's yummy. You only need a little.
My children like it.
I mean, my kids love this. Right, so there you've got your second layer. So another dollop of cheese. And again, just spread it. So because I haven't actually got one of these, otherwise I'd show it to you, but when you cut it, you actually get the layers with the cheese and the biscuit. And it looks very, very effective. I suppose you could do coloured layers, but not really my scene. Right, there you go. So that's the second layer. And then you do your third layer. Right. Another. You need about 1.5 packs of these biscuits.
What happens if you don't dip them in milk?
I
They
don't know.
need it to be soft.
They need to be soft.
Mm.
It should take from the
They get soft in the fridge, don't they? As they absorb the moisture from the.
Oh, no, they would get soft from the cheese, but I don't know whether it's because I don't know. I think there is a recipe that you don't actually faff around like this, but the one I've got, this is the one, and it works. So I will only do things.
Yes,
if
I understand. I just wondered.
And they're foolproof.
Yesterday, Rahel Abrams did the same cake, I think. It looks the same anyway. and she didn't dip them in milk.
Okay, well,
Because she said it made it a bit too mushy. But it seemed to work all right for her.
Doesn't make it mushy. That is only small milk. Stay there. She's holding the thing. Have a look at it and getting some more milk. I've run out.
I don't understand how this next bit works. Take the sides up. And you refrigerate.
It's like the teacher's gone out of the room.
The teacher's gone out of the room to get the milk because he's holding the.
We were very good. We were very quiet.
Can we all play now while she's gone?
See, I left that in there and it's gone really mushy. That was just not enough milk in there. Right. That third layer.
One more schmear, and then what? What happens if you've got cream cheese left over?
You eat it.
Pile it on top.
Eat it. Oh, you don't give stuff.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
You
You
just
can't see, Debbie.
Okay, can you see it, Jeff? Can you show them? That's what you're left with. So that's 1, 2, 3 layers of biscuits. Okay? Right, my husband's now going to go to the cooker while I show you what to do on a very low light. Right, what do you do next? Well, he's got to earn his dinner.
I'm
Right,
making
first of
start.
all, you smear like you did before with whatever, some of the mixture.
Is that a technical term, Debbie? Schmear?
That is a technical term.
Doesn't know English.
Yeah. What's the English word for schmear?
Bread.
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 It sounds better.
Okay, I thought that was a word that everyone used, schmear. I've said it to a few people and they've looked at me like I'm mad. And I say, I mean schmear.
It's a bit like schmutter. Everyone knows what schmutter is, whether you.
Yeah, everyone knows what schmutter is. I'm not so sure about schmear, but I knew what you meant.
Right. Now the next thing is you get the rest of your mixture, and there's quite a lot left. You put it in the middle of your biscuits.
Now I understand.
Like that.
I wonder how it works. Yes.
Ah, all very technical, Sally.
Yes.
Well, I'm lucky because
never
I
made this one.
watched Rochelle Abrams yesterday, so I know what she's doing.
I've never seen you make this before. I've eaten it, but I've never made it.
Why would you see me making it? It has to be
I've never made it. Miri's going to make it, I think.
Who's going to make it, Miri?
I think so.
You recording this, Jeff? Right. He thinks he's recording it.
Yes, it is
Right.
recording because there's a red light up in the corner.
Yeah, there's a red light. Right, there you go. So that's what you do. Now comes the
This is a bit
The fun bit.
tricky bit,
Technical.
the technical bit. You know, if anyone knows me, I'm not very technical. Right. Now, the whole reason of the foil is to lift up the long,
This is
the
hard.
long bit. Okay? So you lift that up. You bring your hand, bring it underneath the foil, Jeff. Okay, bring it out because they need to see this. Okay, you bring your hands up under the foil.
Can't see.
Bring
Down a
it
bit to your elbows. Bit more, a bit further down. Further down.
Down.
Bit
you
down. Go down.
Jeff, hold up the camera.
Can't see.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No, you're better before. You're too
No, we
high.
want it over that. Yeah, but hold it up. We can't see the middle bit.
No, all I
Right.
can see is up to your elbows.
Right, okay, can you see now?
No.
Yeah.
Right, what you've done is you've brought the bottom layers up and you make it
Right.
into a triangle.
Okay.
Any excess mixture You just push in to this triangle. Okay? So you, right. Okay, so can you see what's happened?
Tell him to go down a bit, yeah, a bit more. Down.
That's it. So
Yeah, yeah.
The end.
Perfect. Right, so what you've done is you've
squidged them together.
You've gone underneath and they're soft, and you squish them together to make this triangle shape. Okay, all within this foil. Okay. So if you look at the end, can you see there's like a triangle shape?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right, so you've got all your mixture in. Now, right. Now we have this bit. Now this bit is also very tricky. Excuse me. Wash my hands. Right. Okay. The next bit is in a saucepan. Before I put 4 ounces of caster sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa, but I use drinking chocolate, so you can use either, or Nesquik or whatever you've got, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of coffee, and or if you want it stronger or whatever, and 3 ounces of butter or margarine, whatever you choose. And then you melt it on a low heat. You be careful because it gets burnt very quickly, and you end up with, like, you see, a very runny chocolate. I don't know what you call it, icing. I don't know, but that's what you use. You can't use proper chocolate because it just doesn't work. This works, and then once you've melted it, you then pour it over the top.
Oh yes, I like that.
My goodness.
How many calories, Debbie?
Sorry?
How many calories?
Too many.
That's one of
Too many.
No calories on traverse, that's it.
No calories. Don't tell me what to do.
Jeff, you're not trying to tell her what to do, are you?
Don't forget the other side. I says, I do know. And what happens is it sort of runs down the side. Let me show you.
It's done it on this side.
Like that. Okay?
Yep.
So what you do, it catches at the bottom of the foil. So what I do is I scoop it up, and the bits that it doesn't hit, I smear.
Yeah.
Okay?
More smearing.
I'm more smearing, I love that word. And
like a shitterine.
yeah, exactly. And right, so
the other side is a bit bare.
Yeah, I know, it's coming.
I showed her that.
Yeah, but you've got to do it in stages. You can't just do it. Right, and then the second side, you do exactly the same.
Can you do it on parchment paper instead of foil, Deb?
It's better, or I don't know. I've only ever done it on foil.
Okay.
So that's what the recipe says. So right, okay.
I want the chocolate spoon.
Walk round, and you can scrape it. Right, there you go. So hold on, let me just.
What about the ends?
Well done, Jeff. The end.
I haven't
Can
finished.
you bring the camera down again?
Yeah, can you bring the camera down? Right, so what I've done is, was this thicker?
nice.
Then you go to your ends. Right. We're going to do it long ways so you can see. So you take your bits that have smeared down the side and you
Smear it on the
Yeah,
end.
on the ends.
Exactly. Right, so
A lot of cake.
right, so that's it makes a big cake. That's why it helps to have children that you can eat. They'll eat.
Is this
Right.
for you or for Ben, Debbie?
There's Ben and Hannah coming, I think.
Yeah, I'm picking up some.
What about Danny and Raph?
They want to come over?
So can I just say something? Iris, I think you asked before about dipping the cookies in milk or not. What I
Yeah.
from my experience is that it's okay. It works either way at this point in time. But after this, you need to either fridge or freeze it so that it sets.
Yeah.
What I find is if you dip the cookies in milk, the biscuits in milk, when you take it out and slice it, it's a lot easier and smoother
Yeah.
to put them in milk. So it's not at this point in time that it makes a difference, but it's when you go to cut it and serve it that it makes a difference.
Right. Well, I was only saying what Rochelle Abrams said. That was all.
It's also very good to keep the children occupied. They like dipping it.
Good idea.
One on the cake and one in my mouth, you know, that type of thing.
I see there's two little girls watching, learning what to do.
Oh.
Okay, and what I do is I keep doing that.
Can you bring the camera down again, please?
I keep putting it on.
Thank
right, and
you.
then what you do, you bring this up, not tight, but loosely. Bring it like that. And get me one of the trays. And then so that's how it goes. So either way, you can put it straight in the freezer. Can you see?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you put it at your baking tray, might do, Jeff. Or you put it on a tray and stick it in the fridge, and it will set. Okay? And then when you take it off, when you take it out, you'll peel away the foil. Sometimes the chocolate comes away. So you just bring it back on again. It's a very user-friendly cake. Okay? And that's the way it takes. So when you cut it, like the picture Blima had on the invitation, you actually get a triangle with should have kept some. So the biscuits with the big slurge of cheese in the middle. So that goes in the fridge and or freezer, or I would, before you cut it, I would put it in the fridge so it sets. I wouldn't attempt to cut it till it's gone hard. Like, well, it's not hard, but it's set. The icing has set.
Are you eating this before Friday, Deb?
Not if I can help it.
Therefore, it needs to go in the freezer.
Oh no, I mean, what I normally do is I wait till it's set. Jeff, can you put that in the fridge? I put it in the fridge. I put it in the fridge and I set it, and then I cut portions. Like I'll cut a third, and put it, rewrap it, keep that paper on it, and then wrap some more foil on it, and then I freeze it.
Very good.
And you've got cheesecake, well, as long as it remains in your freezer.
The rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, wouldn't it? Yeah, I found one in the back of my freezer.
Do you remember we made cheesecake with Blima last year? And I only got rid of the last piece of cheesecake out of my freezer just before Pesach.
Well, we had it last week.
Oh, right. You did even worse, even better than me then.
And it was perfect. It was not a problem. Froze beautifully. And
So
sometimes
what will you demonstrate next week?
I never thought of next week. What do you want?
Oh,
Cheese blintz.
Cheese buns. Those cheese buns would be good to demonstrate.
Cheese blintzes.
No, that she did cheese buns, didn't you? With like a yeasty pastry.
Yeah.
You go. I must try that.
But it's over. Anything? Anybody want anything?
What about quiche? Quiche would be nice.
Quiche?
Mm.
Oh, I could do a quiche.
Or you could do your egg, the pastry-less one. The pastry.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yes.
Yeah.
Few less calories.
Yeah.
It's not par, it's just less calories because there's no pastry.
Less calories and very easy. Something that's less calories and very easy.
I do very easy.
What is your husband doing?
Oh, that looked very easy.
I can't see.
No, I could just see the hair.
Andy reckons she's going to put on half a stone just from the demo.
Yeah.
Debbie,
Yeah.
you know your first cheesecake?
Yeah.
Baked one. I had a wonderful recipe which I've lost, but it was like yours, except you left the door open all night and left it in there, the door to the oven. So you would leave the door open, not for an hour, but I'd left it open all night. Would that make any difference?
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, it depends. I mean,
I suppose it just set.
Doesn't have time to be. You know, it goes. I normally leave it for an hour. Sometimes I don't even leave it. I just
take it out.
I mean, sometimes cheesecakes crack. Sometimes they don't.
Chocolate cheesecake.
You know, it's.
Does it matter if it cracks?
No, no way. No.
It's just the look.
No, it's just how it looks.
Exactly. It's like bread. You know, every time you make bread, it turns out differently, but that's the character of what you're cooking. I mean, you're not going to get like you get from Parkway or Brzezinski or any of the big bakers because they put a lot of additives in. This is just solid, good stuff.
It'd be nice to have a bread demonstration.
And trouble with bread is that you
have to leave it to.
You've got to leave it. I mean, I've got bread proving at the moment. Some sourdough, but that is like a whole day of
doing nothing to do. I've got nothing to do.
Bread is great, except I would have to do whatever it is at different stages.
Yeah.
Because like with sourdough, you have to leave it for an hour and then turn it and then leave. It's a bit of a palaver.
Mm.
But I mean, I do jam tarts. I make biscuits.
Oh, jam tarts! I like a jam tart.
Yeah.
Debbie, are we doing same time next week? Something different?
Well, if you tell me what you want me to make, I will do it.
There's been lots of suggestions. Make a list and you can do something different every week.
Sounds like a plan.
Monday is
on YouTube, and then Wood Forest has its own cookery session.
We could do 2 to 4 p.m. is Debbie's cooking. I'll make a flyer for you, and every week you could do something else. Give me the recipes, I'll send them in.
We're happy to eat
So if you make it, we'll eat it, okay?
What about
We're
your
happy
short
to eat
ribs?
it.
My the short ribs take hours.
Oh.
I'm going to say jam tarts. I like
Debbie, you can give Michelle Phillips a run for her money.
Cool.
Denise Phillips.
Denise Phillips.
Denise Phillips, her as well.
It's £100.
Oh.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll make a quiche next week,
okay,
which is a pastry, no pastry quiche, and I'll show you my recipe, and I'll do my recipe for a Victoria sandwich.
Yes, lovely.
Which is straightforward. It only takes 30 minutes and the quiche takes an hour. So while the quiche is cooking, I can make the Victoria sandwich and I'll make another one out to show you what the finished article looks like. If that's okay with you.
Oh, we love it. Love it.
Thank you.
The next week,
anybody else wants me to make that, I'll make. I mean, if you email me what you would like, I'll check out the recipes that I've got.
There's a bunch in the chat, a few suggestions.
Okay, I can't see the chat at the moment.
Yeah. Well, great. Ruben says it looks yummy.
He would, because that likes it as well.
Cheese splinters.
Oh,
Lox
I've never done. I've done.
Oh, lox pudding. Yes.
Loxian pudding.
Yep. Lox pudding.
That's very easy.
Loxian
Something I can do. Remember, I'm in the conservatory. I'm not in my kitchen, so it's.
Oh, we have to think about that.
It's a bit more. I have to think, but yeah, okay. I don't mind. Got nothing to do on a Monday afternoon.
So for now, if we say next week this time, 2 o'clock on Monday, and Debbie, I'll speak to you and we can put something out. Tell me what you want to do and we'll put it out. If anyone has any suggestions, you can connect me or Debbie and we'll make it happen and have a weekly Debbie's cooking slot.
Oh, Debbie's
Thank you very
lockdown
much,
cooking
Debbie.
club.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie.
And okay, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, we've enjoyed
We've
it, Debbie.
enjoyed
Thank you.
It's been lovely.
Yes, thank you, Debbie.
Lovely.
Wash it up.
Thank you very much.
If he doesn't,
Thank you, Debbie.
well done.
Oh,
Well done.
First time for everything.
So where's the tea, Mrs. Silver? Where's the tea to go with the cake?
I'm waiting.
That was do it yourself, Sally.
Oh, I always do it myself.
Has anybody got any questions?
Yes, please. Can I just check? Did we say that it's going to be same time next Monday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same
Brilliant.
time, same place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie.
thank you, Debbie. It was wonderful.
Always
Brilliant.
Did you make a recipe? Did you make it?
Thank you, Debbie. It was fantastic.
Thanks,
From Liverpool.
Debbie. It was lovely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Did you make it, Pam?
Yeah, it's in the oven.
Show it to me. Send me a picture.
Okay.
Where's your
Deb, how about those marrons? You know those marrons? Oh, you should do meringues using
No, but I tell you what, I could do the
X and it says
biscotti.
Oh, okay. I'm on my fourth slot and they only last a week.
I know. I don't.
What's that? What was that?
I found a recipe for biscotti, Italian biscuits. Like Mundlum.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mumble break.
And it's
lovely.
a really, really good recipe.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Really easy. Here, look.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
You have to dunk them,
look at what
but they're really lovely.
So why don't you do the quiche and those, Debbie? That would be good.
Those?
Yeah.
Yeah, something savoury and something sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I going to watch? I've done all those.
no, watch just for the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe because we've got 2 hours we've slotted in. So if I could do a Victoria sandwich as well, that's
Carrot cake with cheesecake on the top.
carrot cake with cream cheese on the top.
No, with cheesecake. Carrot cake cheesecake.
No, 2 minutes.
Very
2
nice.
minutes. Phone's going. So anyway, okay, so we'll do, what did that say? I missed that one.
Biscotti.
Biscotti, please, or careful. I've got a selection I can give to you. Okay.
What do you need for biscotti?
Flour.
Flour.
Okay, because flour's a bit hard to get hold of at the moment.
In which case there won't be so many calories, will there, Mandy?
Plain flour, I think. Baking powder.
Baking flour.
Oil, I think.
Okay.
No, it's no oil in the biscotti.
Hold on, I've got the recipe book here.
It's plain flour, sugar, 2 eggs and an egg yolk to 250 grams of sugar, but I use less. And then any nuts of your choice, or cranberries or sultanas,
Hold on.
Ooh, sounds lovely.
I have it on my WhatsApp.
No, I've got it here.
See, we should make a short recipe book, Lima. We ought to ask people to submit recipes, their favourite recipes.
Plain flour, caster sugar, baking powder, vanilla, eggs, 3 eggs, zest of an orange.
It's not the recipe you gave me. The recipe you
It
gave
is 100 grams of raisins and almonds.
The recipe you gave me is 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk.
Well, that's 3 eggs, Sally.
No, it isn't.
You can use the white for the top.
I haven't used the white for the top.
That's all it takes, Mandy, wherever she is.
Okay, I'm here, yeah. I'm just writing.
Yeah, it's plain
the
flour.
shopping list.
I've got plain flour, Mandy. I've got
Thank you.
spare bags of plain flour.
Thank you. I'll check and see what I've got.
If you can't get hold of caster sugar, I should think in this recipe you could use ordinary granulated sugar.
Or you take granulated and do it in your sugar.
Baking powder, vanilla, as I say, eggs, the zest of an orange, and raisins or cranberries, whatever you've got.
So what was the list again?
Sorry?
What was the list?
We'll send it to you.
Plain flour.
My order's coming tomorrow. Too late.
Can you email it to us, Debbie?
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll put it through to Bleema, and then she'll circulate it because she's got all your email addresses. That way
Thank you.
I can make those. That's not a problem, and they're easy. Really, really easy. So I have this new book, which is amazing.
Oh.
Let me show you a few dedicated that are on here at the moment. Oh, that's wrong. This is my sourdough bread.
Oh, beautiful.
Which is going to go, is ready, and it's going to go in the fridge, and then tomorrow morning I will cook it. But I will do this, but it's an all-day process.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a bit difficult to do. Anything involving yeast is hard.
Where did you get the starter from, or did you make it yourself?
I went to a baking school, and they showed us how to make the starter. We made it, and I brought it home, and I now have a pot in my fridge.
That you keep, yeah. Yeah, because I read about it. I watched a YouTube on it yesterday.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. We don't eat any other.
It takes so long, doesn't it?
Well, Motzi Shabbat, I take my starter out the fridge. I feed it with some flour, rye flour and water. The following day, take 170 grams, put it in a bowl with some more flour and water and leave it overnight. That's on Sunday. Monday, this morning I made this dough, and it'll go into a basket, and and tomorrow morning I'll take it out the fridge, leave it for an hour, and then I'll cook it. That's the only trouble with sourdough, but it doesn't interfere with your life because you knead it and do it round your time. But it is.
I'd probably starve the poor thing, like I do with my plants. I forget to water the plants.
So you have to. If you keep it in the fridge, you have to feed it once a fortnight. It lies dormant in the fridge. If you want to activate it, just get my pot out. If you want to activate it, you have to bring it out and bring it up to room temperature, and it starts bubbling. It's the oldest form of yeast. This is my pot.
£70 that pot.
That's what starter looks like. Can you see?
It's just a dark hole.
Yeah, not really.
Right.
Just give me a spoon and I'll take it out. Take some out. That's what starter looks like.
Ew.
It's grey.
It's like a browny grey look.
Looks disgusting.
That's rather.
It is disgusting, but it's the oldest form of yeast. And this is what they used to use, because they discovered that when they ground the flour, if they mixed it with water and left it, it fermented. So that's what that is. And that is a much more natural way of doing bread than with the yeast that we use today, which is manufactured. Dried yeast, fresh yeast, it's all a form of manufacturing. Whereas this is what they call a natural, it develops naturally. So if you leave it in the fridge, it lies dormant. And if you take it out of the fridge and leave it overnight, it rises and bubbles and smells like fermenting, like an alcohol. And then you put it back in the fridge and it lies dormant. And this, apparently, I haven't tested it yet, but once you've got a good starter, you can keep it for years. Years and years and years. So that is, you know, once you've got it, and it's rye flour and water. That's all it is. So, you know.
Debbie?
Yeah?
What's this baking school you went to?
It's called Bread Ahead.
Okay.
It's in
Borough Market.
Borough Market. The most fascinating place I've ever been to. It was like, opened a whole new world to me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I checked with them, and because obviously they have lots of different classes, and I went for the ones that A, were vegetarian and didn't involve anything bar yeast and flour and things like that.
Yeah.
One was the bread, one was sourdough class, which was unbelievable. And another one was an ancient grains and seeds. So
ancient
and seeds. And I started using things like buckwheat and
okay.
rice. But when you can get it, I mean, obviously when I went earlier in the year, there wasn't a problem. And I also used a Middle Eastern flour called kasogan, which you can't get for love nor money at the moment. But that's amazing.
But it's called Bread Ahead.
Bread Ahead.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously they're not doing them now, but
No.
they hope to start up. And there's only
Yeah.
maybe, you have to book, and there's a dozen people, all there is. And they come from all over England.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, it's a very fascinating, and they explain it all to you, which I had no idea what sourdough was before I went there. And when I got home, I thought, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. You know, they feed you in so much information. But actually, once you've made it a few times, not a problem. You just get it. And I know now, I've got into a routine. And one loaf keeps Jeff and Levy in bread for a week. Because it comes out like that size.
So I suppose you never buy bread now, do you?
I never buy bread, very rarely. Only if I've got students, because they're not going to eat it, but that's not going to happen for at least a year or so.
Yeah.
But I made burger buns, they're really good. They were really a success. I've done bagels, I've done pita, I do a lot of pita. And it's so easy and it's so cheap. And they all freeze. So it's worth, you know, okay, the class was expensive. The kids bought it for my birthday last year. But what I've gained from it and gleaned from it.
And also, as you say, it's the experience, it's the, you know, the whole experience of it. You know, it's not just...
Like with cakes, sometimes it's hit and miss, sometimes they rise, sometimes they don't. But with bread, every loaf turns out differently. And they said that is the joy of bread.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I've done French bread, I've done crispy French bread, I've done soft, like crust French bread. And if you eat a bread, then it's fine.
Debbie?
Yeah?
Do you do it by hand or have you got a bread?
Yeah, I've got the bread machine, but I do it all by hand.
Is it better?
You can't make sourdough bread in the machine because you have to, like, You knead it for you knead it for say 10 minutes, then you put it back and you leave it to rest and you do different things. I haven't done it. I've done it all by hand. I have got the time at the moment. I do make bread in the machine, but that's when you just literally chuck it all in and leave it and it comes out cooked. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. The bread is lovely. And it works. But I must admit, I get more satisfaction with throwing the dough around and eating it.
Punching someone.
Brilliant. When I start hitting the dough, a certain way of stretching the gluten, I hit it on the unit, and the lady comes down and says, "What is going on here?" And then I break it out by banging it. But
do you find it comes out better when you've had a row with Jeff?
oh yeah, if I'm really good into something, brilliant. Even my chollar. The only time I use for my chollar is I put that in the machine to knead. I give it 10-minute knead while I'm kneading half, and then the other I swap over because it's a different consistency.
Can you use the sourdough for starter for chollar?
I haven't seen it. No, because it's an enriched dough chollar. It's got eggs in it.
So you can't use
I wouldn't have
eggs
thought
in the sourdough.
Starter dough you use for a lot of things. Like I use it for different types of bread, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't go off. You just keep it in the bottom of your fridge.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you can't use the starter for an egg, a bread with egg in it.
I don't know. I've never. I'm just trying to look, see my. Now the burger buns don't have starter dough in it. I don't know if the bagels do. No, the bagels don't have it in either.
No.
So it depends. More for loaves, different types of loaves, sort of artisan bread. So. No, I don't need that one.
How's the one that's in the oven at the moment getting on? We won't be able to see that, will we?
Jeff can take a photo of it through the glass. My cheesecake in the oven. I've got 5 minutes and then it goes off. So, 7 minutes.
What, the oven or the?
Well, the oven will kick after an hour, and then it'll turn it off, and then I'll just leave it in there.
No, I mean the video, Carrie. Is it the video that's going off in 5 minutes, or
No,
the
the
oven?
video is on continuously.
Ah.
We don't have to worry about that because it's a short video. It's a short thing. Any other questions?
No. It's fascinating. This is a really lovely
idea.
Like social, lovely, friendly experience, I must say. Really.
And I've got no mess in my kitchen.
You've got what?
No mess in my kitchen. And a brilliant cookery class is no mess.
Debbie?
So would people want carefulls? With Scotty?
Yes.
Scotty. 6-year-old who's licking her lips. What is that?
Somebody suggested Google, that would be nice.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Someone suggested Google, that would be nice.
Google's easy. Straightforward. Straightforward Google.
So Debbie, send me the information. I'll make a flyer for you. I'll send out the ingredients and then.
Okay, I'll send it through tonight.
Okay.
Finishing.
It was brilliant. Debbie, it's brilliant. Really good. You're an
Absolutely brilliant, Debbie. Really loved it. Thank you.
Very good
lovely
indeed.
way to spend the afternoon.
Yeah, really lovely. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
Lockdown, you can all come over and taste them all.
Oh, please God, please God. Oh, thanks, Debbie.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
You could have a little stall outside your house and we could come and buy them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Is Sally missing because she's come to your house to wash up?
No, Jeff's washed up. I got him well trained.
Oh. because Sally's missing and you're finished. So I thought maybe she'd come to do the washing up.
All right, my kids are going to come over in a minute. They're going to come in through the side, take a wedge of chocolate triangle cake and take it home for Yonta.
Oh, so lovely.
Thank you very much. I'll get through that big chocolate cheesecake. But yeah, so yeah, no, I'll send through the suggestions that people have made, Rima, and then you can work it out how you want me to do it, and just let me know.
She's gone.
She's gone.
Okay, I have to go, but thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Brilliant.
Thanks, Debbie. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was so good.
Oh, been a really pleasant afternoon. Oh, is everyone?